Who assumes the investment risk with a fixed annuity contract? Hi there, I'm Stan the Annuity Man, if you can't tell from the shirt and the hat. Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states and Puerto Rico. Yes, we do have a Spanish division. I don't speak Spanish, but I do have people in my office in Las Vegas that they do. But this is a good question. You know, what's the risk, Stan? What's the risk of this annuity you talk about here, son? You know, we're going to talk about that. And who assumes that investment risk? You're going to like the answer after this. So who assumes the investment risk? It's not you. If you can leave with one answer, you can shut the video off and just send me an email at stan@theannuityman.com. Say, hey, let's get down to business. Let's start talking about it. Or go to my site and schedule a call. But the life insurance company that issues annuities, let me say that again, life insurance companies issue annuities. There's many types: SPIAs, DIAs, QLACs, income riders, index annuities, MIGAs. I don't sell variable annuities. I'm not in the RILA space and will never be. So RILAs are registered index-linked annuities. My saying all the time is, if you want to buy growth, then buy growth. You know, you don't need an annuity to do that. And if you buy an annuity to do that, you're going to find out you should have not bought the annuity. You should have just stayed in the markets. But life insurance companies take your money in. They don't do crazy things with it. Well, they buying the Bitcoin with it, son? Or what are they doing here? Buying the crypto? No. The life insurance business, in addition to being the biggest lobby on the Hill in DC, I always say, they're the NRA without the guns because they don't need the guns because they have the money, okay? They are highly regulated. One of the reasons I really like this space and been in it for a long, long time and actually left the big brokerage firms. The last one I was at Morgan Stanley and I was at UBS. I left to do this, to become the Annuity Man, is because this space is very regulated and pro-consumer, okay? Couple things. The National Association of Insurance Commissioners, NAIC, NAIC.com, I think is their site, they oversee all the fixed annuities. The registered index-linked annuities and variable annuities, those are securities. That's SEC stuff. But for the fixed annuities, it's regulated at the state level, and then there's a board over that. They do a fantastic job. They make sure there's regulations on what insurance companies can invest in. They can't be crazy. They can't be rolling the dice overhand with a running start, okay? They're not allowed to do that. And they're human beings. If they were allowed to do that, they probably would, but they're not, okay? Now, for lifetime income, we're only looking at A+ or better carriers. Let me just tell you right here, if it's A+ or better, you don't need a sweater. And what that means in Southern speak is it's going to be okay. You don't have to worry a second about it. Now, a couple things about the life insurance industry that issues annuities and the NAIC, National Association of Insurance Commissioners. Each state has a state guarantee fund. You can actually buy the annuity and test drive it and then get your money back within a certain time period within each state. If you don't want it for any, you don't even have to give a reason. It's the only financial product that really you can test drive it. I think that is fantastic. But bottom line is you're not assuming any of the risk. In fact, annuities solve for four things: principal protection, income for life, legacy, long-term care. They're not growth products, they're not market products, they're not Bitcoin, they're not crypto. They are transfer of risk. So the question is, who assumes the risk? You're transferring the risk. You're transferring all of the risk to the life insurance companies, and that would include the investment risk, them taking your money, making sure it's there to pay the claim, the guarantee. And you're also, for lifetime income, you're transferring the risk to solve for longevity, or longevity risk, which means they're going to pay you as long as you're breathing and on a respirator, okay? So I think that's the best part about annuities if they are presented properly and purchased properly and within proportion, okay? Now you need to go to my site at theannuityman.com. You can run quotes, download my owner's manuals, schedule a call with my team who are licensed in all 50 states but not on commission. They're not hammers looking for nails. They're actually listening to you. Their bonuses, which is discretion of moi, is based upon client satisfaction and how the process goes. We listen to all calls. So we're making sure that they're saying the right thing and doing the right thing. But from a risk standpoint, once you decide on an annuity strategy, after answering the two questions we always ask, number one, what do you want the money to contractually do? And number two, when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? After you answer those and we determine an annuity strategy might fit for your situation, once you decide on that, lock that in, and we take you to the process, and then the money's at the carrier, you've transferred the risk. You've transferred the investment risk. You've transferred if it's for lifetime income longevity risk. You've transferred if it's for principal protection risk. Okay? Just think of it like that. These are transfer of risk products. When you're in the market, you're shouldering it. And you're shouldering that risk, and you're going to get rewarded if it goes up, and you should. But these annuities should be purchased and considered as non-correlated assets, meaning not attached to the markets in any way. Now, I just blew up most of the annuity agents out there trying to sell this stuff because they're trying to sell indexed annuities and RILAs and variables and all that stuff for hopes and dreams and unicorns chasing the butterflies. Have at it, man. But that's not why they're here. That's not why they were put on the planet. These people are trying to put a square peg into a round hole just to create revenue, okay? Now, as George Costanza always says, if you believe it's the truth, it's not a lie. I'm assuming these people that are selling these growth, quote-unquote growth potential products, believe it. But the reality and the stats show otherwise, okay? So, transferring risk, investment risk, who assumes the risk? Bottom line, it's not you. You're transferring the risk to the life insurance company that issues the annuity that you choose for whatever you're trying to solve for. Remember, principal protection, income for life, legacy, and long-term care. So, if placed properly, annuities are risk-free products because you have the company that's backing it up, you've got state guarantee funds in place. If you're A+ or better, you don't need a sweater. And the annuity industry itself, which I call the annuity mafia, they make sure that some idiot running a company is not going to do something stupid and ruin the golden goose. And the golden goose in the annuity industry is the word confidence. When you're transferring the risk, you have confidence that they're going to back up that they're going to assume that risk. And I'm going to tell you they are. I've been doing this for a long, long time, top agent in the country. I've seen a lot. But what I've seen is that the consumer is at the forefront of the annuity industry. Maybe not a lot of agents, some agents. Every industry has bad apples, right? But the annuity industry puts that client at the forefront from the standpoint of protecting you. And you need to know that. From a risk standpoint, you need to know that, especially in these chaotic times that we're living in. Check the date. Do me a favor before I leave. Above my head, you're going to see a box with a counting tick-down clock. And I did a video on why we focus on contractual guarantees. I'm the pioneer of contractual guarantees only. I started it a long time ago. It didn't make any sense to me why people weren't just focusing on that, so that's what we're focused on. People say, why, how'd y'all get so big? That's all we did. Okay? We just sell contractual guarantees. We represent all carriers. We're licensed in all 50 states and Puerto Rico, and we just tell the truth. My grandfather said, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. So watch that video. Hit the subscribe button. You can shoot me an email. I'll actually answer it. Stan@theannuityman.com. Stan@theannuityman.com. And I hope to speak with you soon. See you next time.